Today you're going to be registering for the 15-16 calendar year, and this is a how-to video of navigate campus for the registration piece. First, sign into Portal. Make sure that you have a username and password. Get into Portal. Once you get into Portal, it should look something like this. Your course registration link is on the left-hand side. If you go ahead and click that, it'll bring you to the registration page. Navigation a little bit, tools on the left-hand side, so you can go back to the web page before. This is, with the registration piece, really the only thing you need is right here, the course search, and then to know a little bit about how these work right here. The required courses are courses that we pre-put in, and the only one for seniors is really senior economics. The rest you have choices of. Requested courses, alternate courses, those are the courses that you're going to plug in from your pre-planning form that you did in SSR. So getting started, first thing you should know is that there are a bunch of units up here. The units correlate to credits, but they're really blocks of time if you want to think of it that way. That there's little skinnies every other day, and if your classes add up to 64 at the end, then you have a full schedule to plan for. So let's first take a look at the social. Since we have our senior economics up there, you're going to have to register for another social class. One way to do that is go up to course search, click on it. You can do course name, so if you knew the name like war films, you can go ahead and punch in war, and that would give you war films at 186. You can go ahead and click on it. The nice thing about this program is it allows us to put in the course registration information right here, so you can read a little bit about it. It does get cut off on the right sometimes a little bit, but it tells you if it's a quarter or semester class. It tells you how many credits it is. It tells me how many scheduling units. Now, scheduling units, remember, are blocks of time, and you need to have 64 at the end. Well, 4 times 16 is 64, so that's where the scheduling units are coming in. It helps us with the AB day in 9th and 10th grade when you have a band and choir day compared to a Phi-Ed day. And those scheduling units also have skinnies, like you are scheduling if you're a senior for choir or band. You have a first half, second half, so that's where those 4 units come in. If I want this class, I'm going to request it, and it will then come up underneath my requested course, and I've put in War Films 186. Now, you have to make sure that you take a look at the requirements for graduation. One of the things you're going to need to make sure you have is your English. You either have to have a writing or a lit class your junior or senior year. For example, Anna right here took Intro to Writing on her junior year, so I need to go ahead and put in Intro to Lit for her senior year. So I can go ahead and put in Lit, and you can see that a few of these classes come up. Survival Lit comes up, Intro to Lit, and then College Literature would also be another class that she could take if she's eligible for it, and you have those college courses checked off on your sheet. Just remember, though, that you need to take the semester of College Literature if you'd like to take that. Anna just wants to go ahead and take Intro to Literature, so she puts it right there. So now my Intro to Literature is in. You can go ahead and take a look at other classes that we might need to put in there. If she had required math left, you want to make sure you put the math classes in there, or if she had required science left, let's say that she is going to college and she would like chemistry. She can take college classes, but she doesn't have to. College prep chemistry right here is not a college course, so she can go ahead and register for that even if she doesn't need to have that college check mark. And if you notice, she registered for 164A, which is the first half, and she's going to have to register for 164B, which is going to be the second half. Each time, you can see my units are going up because I'm adding a quarter class, and every single one of those quarter classes has 4 units per scheduler. Now, if you go to course search and you know the numbers before you were doing your pre-planning guide and you actually went ahead and put the numbers in, it makes it even a little bit easier. So say I wanted an elective like photography. I can go ahead and punch in 007, not James Bond, but photography, and I can go ahead and request that course. So it goes pretty fast if you have all the course numbers. Likewise, again, multimedia, that's a nice elective. She likes this one. Go ahead and click it, request this course, and all those times my numbers are going. Remember that as a senior, you have many options to put in You have many blocks that are open, but college courses can fill those. Right Tech could fill those. Band and choir could also fill those. So you will need to fill them up, and I'm sure you've already done that on your pre-planning form. So let's go ahead and show you another trick. If you don't know part of the name, or you can't spell it, and you don't know the course number, you can go ahead and hit go, and it gives you, of course, all of the courses that are available. So as I'm running through here, she goes, oh, yep, Spanish was part of that. And so she can go ahead and click on Spanish, the first part, which is 201A, and then she can go ahead and find Spanish 201B and register for that. So it's pretty easy. If you wanted to go ahead and do band or choir, you could punch in band, and if you notice, here's all the 9th grade band, all the 10th grade band, here's the concert band, and garage band is on the bottom. Concert band is 4 quarters, so you will have to register for all 4 quarters of that. And it's more clicking, and it takes time to do that more than just about anything else. So you would have to keep adding those 1, 2, 3, and 4 for band to get into those. With band, though, with concert band, because you will be a senior, that's where you're going to have those skinnies, first half, second half classes. So that's where you're going to have to go ahead and find either, there's 4, your numbers you put on your pre-planning ones, are the ones you circled, like BFS or honors or graphics for youth service, because these all right here, like concert band, like it's only 2 units because it's only half the block. So the other 2 units come from those skinnies that we had you put in there. So that's one. Now what happens if, I didn't want a concert band. So Anna's like, I put it in there, but I'm actually going to go ahead and take it out. So drop this request. You can drop all of the bands, and if you notice, my units are dropping at the same rate. So now I'm back down to 36. What if you want to go into Right Tech? Right Tech is also an option. She wants to go into cosmetology, 425. If I go ahead and punch in 425, cosmetology comes up. I click on it. Notice how it gives you a description right here, but the scheduling units is 32. Right Tech takes half your year. It's all afternoons, and you go over to Right Tech and you come back. So if I request this, you notice right here that I'm over my 64 units. So that cosmetology cost me quite a bit. What would I need to take out or not have? Well, senior economics is required. Along with that, remember my war films was my other requirement. My intro lit is required. It doesn't look like I have a English elective. So the multimedia, I'm actually going to drop that. And I'm also going to have to drop photography because I need to get in one of my English electives for my required English for my senior year. So I'm going to go ahead and pick the dark side. And cosmetology, all of that, that's all she can take for a full year, and then she's done. And the other courses that you would have after this would have to go underneath the alternate courses. So that multimedia class that I wanted to take, I could go ahead and request as an alternate. Now every single one that I put in after this will come down in my alternate list and start numbering 1 to hopefully 8, because we've asked you to do 8. That photography course, that could be now requested as an alternate. So if there's something here that doesn't fit, maybe my Spanish class or maybe the college prep chemistry, we'll pull these alternates up. Cosmetology, though, of course, is a big one, so that takes up a lot of time. What happens if she didn't want Cosmo? She's like, nope, not going to do Cosmo. Instead, I want to take another course like auto. She's going to work on cars. So she can go ahead and do that, and if you notice, it's still the same 64. You could go ahead and put cosmetology down as an elective, or an alternate. So it can be there. So knowing that, I did suggest that everybody, if you have a right tech class, that you do put a second right tech class in, because sometimes they do fill up pretty quick. Auto fills up quick, construction fills up quick, sometimes the health and science and also the law enforcement does too. So put a second one down, that way we have it just in case. So you keep plugging in your courses that are your electives until you get to that 8, or until you think you have enough. So before you're finished, you don't have to submit anything. This will actually update itself online as soon as you click on a course. It's internet-based, so it's already saved. But make sure that all of your classes are the way you want them. Your alternates are in there, and you actually have 8. I'm not going to take a time to put in 4 more. But everything's in line. And don't forget your requirement as a senior, because that's the biggest thing that we can do, is make sure you have everything to graduate on time. Hopes this helps.